Good evening. Hopefully this works this time. I am still learning how to do this YouTube live thing. And the mosquitoes are back again this week. All right. So welcome to Jay's Days, episode 2. That's right. It's the second week. I hope everyone's having a great week. I know I am. Having all kinds of fun out here. Monday night, went out fishing with Santiago and got him his very first ever largemouth bass. New fisherman, and he's just having a ball. We had an absolute great time out there. It was a little bit windy, but it was warm and beautiful, and we just had a grand old time. Just really exciting to see someone, especially a newer fisherman who's never fished before, to get out there and okay. It says I'm live and I got a minute 20 down. Okay. Gingerbread man, hi. Okay, so it is working. Good. All right. So as I was saying, it's a ton of fun to take out someone who's not fished or hunted before, just because the excitement that they get and the amazing amount of fun that they have learning something new. It revitalizes you, right? Revitalizes me. It makes me feel like a kid again to experience that for the first time. The excitement of feeling the fish on the end of that line, that was just awesome. So tonight I'm going to jump into something a little bit different than probably what you normally would see in a live video. And I am going to give you a little bit background about me. Obviously, I am not a huge influencer, although I'm influencing these mosquitoes. I'm enrolling them into eating me tonight. So I'm not real well known out in the digital world as of yet. But I want to tell you a little bit about me and how I got started in trying to get this thing set up right. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This is challenging. I got started shooting and learned my marksmanship when I was very young. When I was 4 years old, I got my very first BB gun for my birthday. My dad bought me a Daisy Red Ryder when I was 4 years old. Now, if you don't know what that is, you can go Google it, but that is the very basic Daisy BB gun. It's a lever action. It has a spring inside of it. It's a little firing pin operated on a spring. It has a big magazine tube in there where you can dump in about 50 BBs, and one at a time, you rack it, aim, shoot. So 4 years old, I learned from my dad how to line up the sights, how to get that perfect sight picture, right? And shoot targets. We used to shoot cardboard boxes with little paper targets on them, or, you know, take a marker and draw a circle, and that's what we shot at. And I got pretty good with the BB gun. When I turned 5, my dad upgraded me to a pellet rifle. I got my very first pellet rifle, a Crossman. Oh, I don't remember the model. Popular though, I think they even still make them today. But I got a little Crossman 4-shot pump action pellet rifle, 177 caliber pellet rifle. And from there I got my very first job ever. 5 years old, I was employed. I didn't get paid for it, but I had a job. We lived up in northern Michigan, and we had gophers, the ground squirrels, chipmunks, whatever you want to call them, little tiny brown things a little bit bigger than a mouse, with little bushy tails on them and 2 white stripes down their back. And my dad did not like them running around and tearing up the yard and digging up holes and running all around and eating on the shrubs and all of that. So that was my first job. 5 years old, I got a pellet rifle, and my dad said, get every one of them that you can. So for that whole summer, my birthday's in May, so for that whole summer, all I did was spend my days go in circles and circles and circles around the house and looking for these squirrels, these little chipmunks, and shooting chipmunks. And the marksmanship that I developed from shooting the BB gun obviously transferred into shooting the pellet rifle, and I got really good. I was able to shoot these chipmunks anywhere that they were. It didn't matter where in the yard they were, I could get them. I was like the 5-year-old sniper, right? It was pretty awesome. So as I got better with my marksmanship there, my dad decided it was time to upgrade me to a scope. So I don't remember exactly when I got that scope. It might have been Christmas. It might have just been a random, hey, here's a scope for your pellet rifle, son. And I got a scope to put on my pellet rifle. With that, I truly became a deadly chipmunk sniper. It was the most fun, and I remember that, and I revisit this a lot, especially if I'm ever in a moment where I'm feeling down. I think back to those days when I had my little pellet rifle and my BB gun, and I'd run around the yard, and I probably shot things other than chipmunks that I won't say here on live, but there were other things in the yard that needed to be shot, right? So that was, for me, I had just an absolute blast of a childhood, running around the yard with my BB gun and my pellet rifle and learning marksmanship. Now what that did for me is it gave me an opportunity to understand hand-eye coordination, which helped me out a lot in sports. I played baseball all the way up till college, and all the other sports that I played as well, that hand-eye coordination. And to this day, I like to think that I'm a pretty good marksman. Now, I'm not the best. I don't go to the Olympics or anything like that, but those days were great for developing that, starting them young. So I started going out hunting with my dad when I was 7 years old. I started to accompany him out in the woods to go deer hunting. I would walk behind him when he went pheasant hunting and tromp out through the weeds. And my dad was my best friend. I spent all of my time with him, all the time that he'd allow me to go anywhere that he went. Mosquitoes are rough, they're thick tonight. So just wanted to tell you guys about that, how I got started with guns. Started with a BB gun. That's the way to start them. Get your kids a BB gun, nephew, niece, whatever it is, right? It's a great opportunity for them. They will learn firearm safety at an early age so that they can be safe with them for the rest of their lives. They'll learn that hand-eye coordination, get those marksmanship skills down, and as they get older, they will develop a passion for being out in the wild and enjoying everything that the Lord has given us. The God's country is just absolutely magnificent, and it's just amazing to be out there and enjoying the wild nature, right? When we go hunting or fishing, we see all kinds of stuff, right? We're out in our deer blinds, deer hunting. We see bobcats, fox, coyote, lots and lots and lots and lots of squirrels, right? Rabbits, ruffed grouse, pheasants, turkeys. I mean, you name it. All of this wildlife all just comes through when you're out sitting in a deer blind or leaning up against a tree, being nice and quiet, right? And it's just amazing. So for me, what I wanted to demonstrate to you tonight is the passion that I have for the outdoors, the love that I have for being out in God's country, and why we named our channel Hunt in God's Country. We love to hunt. We also love to fish. We love to shoot guns. We love to target practice, but we especially love to be able to bring that video to you guys so that you can enjoy it and see what we're doing, tell you a little bit about the different guns that we're using, explain to you what we're doing, and then of course we brought you a little bit of hunting and fishing content so far, but that's going to be a kind of our primary moving forward, so that you guys can experience some of the fishing and hunting that we do along with us and watch and see all the cool things that we see and kind of have that experience along with us. So thank you for being here tonight. Really appreciate you guys joining me. We're about 10 minutes into this, and I do have some other things to do, so I'm going to move along. But before I go, I will take any questions that you have. If you guys want to throw some questions into the chat, or maybe if you already have, I don't know. trying to look at them here. So if you have questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer them. Let's go hunting. All right. Thanks, Dan. A trip to Iran. It's full of tourist wonders. All right. That'd be cool. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to ask before we roll out of here for the evening? Cal, if you're on there, is there anything that popped up earlier that I missed? I was so engaged in my story that I wasn't looking at any of the comments. Are we going to see early doe? Video, you mean video of it? Don't know for sure. Don't know for sure. It's depends on what the weather is. That's in September. But if I get out there, if we get a chance to get out, definitely we'll videotape it. We try to video just about everything we do now. So if we get out for some early doe, then sure, we'll bring that to you. Maybe even live, if I can figure out how to make it work. Yes, please. All right. All right. And other than my phone making funny noises. All right. Well, I'm going to move along for the night. Thank you all again for joining me. I really appreciate you all being here. And as always, shoot straight, keep the fire going.